Good morning, people. Today we're going to be talking about ADHD, hypersexuality, porn, and sex addiction. It is a beautiful morning here on the Amalfi Coast. I just drank my coffee. I am getting hydrated, and we're going to talk about this for a little bit because I believe a lot of people have this problem, and hopefully this video gives you some relief. So, swig of water real quick. So, first things first, my name is J.K. Amazy. I'm a former porn addict for most of my adult life. I am also a porn and sex addiction recovery coach. I run a practice called Elevated Recovery, and we help executives and professionals end the out-of-control sexual behaviors. I've also struggled with ADHD for most of my life and only figured that out in the last couple of years. If you suspect that you have ADHD, my suggestion is to firstly get professionally diagnosed. You can start by taking a few tests, but I still recommend that if all the tests turn out to be positive or imply you have ADHD, go speak to a professional and they can tell you what you should do to manage it or with medication. I'm a coach, that is not my area of expertise. What I do want to talk about is your sexual behavior as it relates to ADHD. If you feel that your sexual behavior has been compulsive, let's say you engage in sexual behavior beyond what is considered to be the norm, you are constantly chasing sexual novelty in your real life, you are constantly viewing pornography or compulsively masturbating to varied fantasies, and it is distressing to you. Perhaps you are hiding, or you feel like you're hiding a secret life from others, or you feel that what you're doing is deeply shameful, then this is the video for you. If that is happening to you and you have ADHD, I want you to know that there is nothing wrong with you at all. You're not a bad person. In our society, we have a tendency to view our sexual behavior through a moral lens. And when you have grown up with ADHD symptoms, you are already carrying quite a bit of shame for being told that you are slow, being told that you are messy, a lot of things being implied, like that you are incompetent, you are unreliable, and so on. This brings up a lot of shame, and this probably impacted your self-esteem. And when you add an assumption that you're also doing something immoral with your sexual behavior, that can be devastating. And I've seen many people's lives slow down to a complete stop as a result of this. I was one of those people. I overcame that. I worked on multiple aspects of my life, and I've done very well for myself as a result of the system that I used. Unknowingly, that system, which I used to end my out-of-control sexual behavior, also worked on the issues that I had with ADHD. So here are a few things I want to share with you real quick. Firstly, if you have ADHD, it's an issue with impulsivity and emotional regulation, okay? There's a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for prioritizing, for doing things in a step-by-step manner, for long-term planning, and so on. And when you have ADHD, let's just say you have a little bit of a dysfunction with your prefrontal cortex. And so it becomes a little bit challenging for you to arrange and prioritize things in your life. When it comes to the concept of time, how long it's going to take to do something, the steps you should take, let's just say it's a little bit messy. So that can interfere with your career, with school, with punctuality, and a lot of other things that I don't need to tell you about because you're probably nodding your head already. You're like, yep, that is me. When it comes to your impulses, people often think that impulsivity is something like, oh, I just book a trip and I just spend thousands of dollars on things. And that is impulsive, but it is more subtle. See, I work with a lot of professionals, and these behaviors show up in more subtle ways in their life. One of them would be, I'll give you an example. Instead of just buying a ticket to fly out somewhere. Like, oh, that's really impulsive. Your form of impulsivity is more likely to be interrupting people during a conversation, or more commonly, skipping steps. This is a big one. There's step 1 to step 10. You do step 1, 2, 3, and then you jump all the way to step 9. It's almost as if you cannot see what is in between. You know it's there, but it is almost annoying or very challenging for you to go through it. So I'll give you an example. For a normal person, when they experience an urge, let's call this an urge. There's the urge and there is a pause between the urge and the action that you take. For a person with ADHD, there is the urge and the pause is not here. The pause is a concept which exists somewhere up here or down here. And try as much as you like, you cannot quite make the pause real, right? You cannot quite make the consequence real, because within the pause lies all the executive function stuff. Like, if I do this, bad things are going to happen. If I do this, I'm going to be late for this. If I do this, no, it's all up here and here. So there is an issue with your reward system, which is connected to the issue with your prefrontal cortex and your ability to prioritize things and plan your life. And I know you understand that when I'm talking about the concept. Now think of your sexual behavior. The same thing is happening with your sexual behavior. The same thing that happened to you in school, the same thing that happens to you at home, the same thing that happens to you in your career is happening with your sexual behavior. You are experiencing the urge, but you are not experiencing the pause and the consequence. And as a result, you end up doing things like stepping out on your partner, like watching all sorts of pornography that does not make you feel good and escalates your sexual behavior, having all sorts of partners, engaging in risky sexual behavior, just doing things that at the end, on the other side of it, you feel that it's very dumb and risky. But the problem is, you simply do not have the neural pathways and the connections that allow you to experience the pause right here. And so you feel a lot of shame and strong negative emotions because you feel that something is terribly wrong with you. And something is wrong, but not in a way that makes you wrong, right? My point is that all of this can be fixed. All of this can be worked on. That pause in between the urge and the action, it can be created. And not only can it be created, it can be created in such an intentional way that it transforms your life. I truly believe in transformation of one's life. There are parts of my life that are managed because I understand that it would probably take me a lifetime to fix those parts of my life. And then there are other parts of my life that are completely transformed because I've rewired my brain as a result of the system that we use. So I hope for those of you who struggle with ADHD and who feel that you have some form of hypersexuality, this video has been helpful. If you'd like to see more videos like this, then all you need to do is comment ADHD below. And the good news is that over the past few years, there have been a lot more studies done on this. A lot of my experiences come from 13 years of working with clients and documenting everything that I learned with them, my experience with ADHD and my experience as a porn addict. But between that and some of the material that's coming out today in scientific journals and the research that's being done on ADHD, there's so much exciting stuff. I love this. This is what I do. I coach individuals through these issues, and I would be excited to have a conversation with you. And we can start by just me sharing more information and answering some of your questions via video. So again, comment ADHD if you'd like to learn more. And if you have very specific questions, shoot me a private message or just ask them directly in the comment section below. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'll speak to you later on. Bye.